In the heart of ancient Babylon, the most powerful king on earth was haunted, not by armies, not by rebellion, but by a dream. A dream so terrifying, so mysterious, it robbed him of sleep, and nearly cost wise men their lives. What did he see? Why did it disturb him so deeply? And how did a young Hebrew captive reveal a secret that would shake kingdoms for generations? This is the nightmare of King Nebuchadnezzar. Babylon, the jewel of the ancient world. Massive walls towering over the desert. Golden palaces. Hanging gardens that seemed to touch the sky. At its center stood King Nebuchadnezzar II, ruler of the greatest empire of his time. A man feared by nations, obeyed without question. Yet despite his power, something was about to disturb his peace. One night, as the king slept, a dream invaded his mind. But this was no ordinary dream. It was vivid. Terrifying. Unforgettable. When he awoke, his heart raced. His mind burned with confusion. Daniel 2 verse 1. His spirit was troubled, and his sleep left him. The king knew, this dream meant something. But what? In desperation, Nebuchadnezzar summoned the greatest minds in Babylon. Magicians. Enchanters. Sorcerers. Astrologers. These were the elite, the wisest of the wise. But the king made an impossible demand. He didn't just want the interpretation. He wanted them to tell him the dream itself. If they truly had divine insight, they should know both. Daniel 2 verse 5. If you do not tell me the dream and interpret it, you will be torn limb from limb. The room fell silent. This was no test of wisdom. It was a death sentence. The wise men trembled. They answered honestly. Daniel 2 verses 10 to 11. No king has ever asked such a thing, only the gods could reveal this, and they do not dwell among men. Their confession revealed a powerful truth. Human wisdom has limits. No matter how educated, how spiritual, or how experienced. There are mysteries only God can reveal. The king, furious at their failure, issued a decree. All the wise men of Babylon were to be executed. Among those condemned was a young Hebrew captive named Daniel. Taken from Judah, trained in Babylonian culture, yet faithful to the God of Israel. When Daniel heard of the decree, he didn't panic. He did something different. He prayed. He gathered his friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and sought mercy from God. Daniel 2 verse 18. He urged them to plead for mercy from the God of heaven concerning this mystery. That night, while the king struggled in fear, Daniel received a vision. The mystery was revealed. Standing before Nebuchadnezzar, Daniel made one thing clear. Daniel 2 verses 27 to 28. No wise man can explain the mystery, but there is a God in heaven who reveals secrets. This wasn't about Daniel's intelligence. It was about God's power. Then, he began to describe the king's forgotten dream. The king saw a massive statue, glorious and terrifying. Head of gold. Chest and arms of silver. Belly and thighs of bronze. Legs of iron. Feet partly iron, partly clay. As the king watched, a stone, cut without human hands, struck the statue at its feet. The entire statue shattered, crumbled, and was blown away like dust. But the stone grew into a great mountain, and filled the whole earth. The king was stunned. This was exactly what he had seen. Daniel then unveiled the meaning. 1. Head of gold represented Babylon kingdom. Nebuchadnezzar himself. The greatest kingdom of that time. 2. Silver represented Medo-Persian Empire. An inferior kingdom that would rise after Babylon. 3. Bronze represented Greek Empire. A kingdom that would rule over the earth. 4. Iron represented Roman Empire. strong, crushing, and powerful. 5. Iron and clay represent divided kingdoms. A fragile mixture, partly strong, partly weak. A picture of divided nations. The stone represented God's eternal kingdom. This was the most important part. The stone was not made by human hands. It represents God's kingdom, a kingdom not built by man, not destroyed by time, not shaken by power. Daniel 2 verse 44. The God of heaven will set up a kingdom that will never be destroyed. Nebuchadnezzar, the mighty ruler, fell face down before a captive, before truth. He declared. Daniel 2 verse 47. Surely your God is the God of gods and the Lord of kings. Daniel was promoted. His friends were elevated. And Babylon witnessed the power of the true God. This wasn't just a dream. It was a timeline of human history. Empires rise. Empires fall. But God's kingdom remains. From Babylon to modern nations, the pattern continues. Power is temporary. Human systems are fragile. But divine truth is eternal. That night, a king lost his sleep. But the world gained a revelation. A dream that exposed human limitation. A vision that mapped the future. A message that still echoes today. No kingdom built by man will last forever. But one kingdom will never fall. If this revelation opened your eyes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And tell us in the comments. Which part of Nebuchadnezzar's dream impacted you the most?